and finish it off. So for the Dodgers, facing a tough ball club when they play together. Last night they had bad problems with pitching, and here's Chip Hale's lineup tonight, and it goes this way. Gene Segura opening up not at second base, but at shortstop. Brandon Drury at second base. Paul Goldschmidt at first. Ricky Weeks in left field. Wellington Castillo, the catcher. Yasmani Tomas in right field. Jake Lamb at third. Chris Owings, normally a shortstop, second baseman. He's in center field. And Braden Shipley, a youngster, will be on the mound. For the Dodgers, Scott Kazmir, who has been doing a magnificent job. He is 9-3. He is undefeated in his last 13 starts, and during that stretch he goes 7-0, and he comes in with a 1-0 record against Arizona. You have to go back when Scotty was pitching for Tampa Bay when he nailed Arizona in an interleague game. So the Dodgers and the D-backs, as far as the Giant game is concerned, they beat the Nationals 5-3. Derek Law picked up the victory. Yusmeiro Petit suffered the loss. Santiago Casilla had a save. In the seventh inning of that game, Joe Panik, who's been out quite a while, injured, came up with the bases loaded, had a sacrifice fly, and that broke a 3-3 tie. And one other bit of good news for the Giants, Hunter Pence came back, and in his first at-bat, he doubled, went 1 for 3, and led the way to the Giants' victory. So for Dave Roberts, we'll take a look at the Dodgers with the glove. And here's the way they shape up. Gonzalez and Utley, Seager and Turner, Kendrick, Pederson and Tolles, and Grandal behind the plate. If you're wondering about Yasiel Puig, the latest story is that he will play tomorrow. So Puig has been bothered by a hamstring pull, missing the game last night for the 7th in a row, but they say he will be in there tomorrow. So here is Gene Segura, terrific ball player, hitting .311. He has 8 home runs. Right-hand batter has a look at a strike, and the count 0-1. Segura made headlines with Milwaukee. He had 2 home runs in one game, an inside the park and a regular home run. Batting .310, and the right-hand batter takes another strike, and the count 0-2. Segura has hit safely in 10 of his last 11. For 18 road games, he's hitting almost .320. He's had 4 career leadoff home runs and 3rd this year. So the strike 2 pitch is swung on and hit in the air, and that one is going to carry all the way into the left field pavilion. So we just about got that note out on Segura. He has now hit another leadoff home run that gives him 5 in his career, 4 this year, and it was met with resounding silence in the ballpark. So a home run by Segura, and just like that, 1-0 in favor of Arizona. For Scott Kazmir, that would be the 18th home run that he has given up. So 1-0 in favor of the D-backs, and Brad Drury checking in, playing second base tonight. Kazmir into the windup and delivers, and the first pitch in for a strike. By the way, that home run hit by Gene Segura, the dreaded no-ball 2-strike count. There was a time when pitchers would die rather than give up an 0-2 home run. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Brad Drury taking over at second base tonight. Paul Goldschmidt hitting behind him. Drury, very good defensively, has a kind of a stiff swing, doesn't get it, and the count 1-2. He's had 56 straight errorless games as Segura takes a little water in the dugout after hitting the home run. Segura now has 9. And the pitch swung on, popped in the air off first, foul ground. Over comes Adrian to pick it off, and we have 1 away. So here's Paul Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt, usually in the middle of any wreckage in a ball game. Last night, singled in the first inning, grounded out in the 4th, led off the 7th inning, the dreaded 7th. That was the inning that took about an hour and 12 minutes last night. and Goldsmith singled in the seventh, came around to score, and still hitting in the seventh inning, doubled to drive in 3. Hitting .303, 17 home runs, and a wrecking crew as far as hitting against the Dodgers and at Dodger Stadium. Goldsmith takes high, 1 ball and no strikes. He has a little 6-game hitting streak, hitting .480, and here at Dodger Stadium, he is now batting .352. 1-0 pitch fouled away. The best hitter in Dodger Stadium history as a visiting player, the great Roberto Clemente, who hit in the 370s. But Goldsmith will certainly do as he waits to the plate. 1-0 Arizona in the first inning. Kazmir ready. 1-1 pitch on the way, swung on and missed, and the count 1-2. Dodgers and D-backs, one more game tomorrow. Pat Corbin will be on the mound. Kazmir, working from the third base side of the rubber, comes to his hitter high, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Pat Corbin and Bud Norris tomorrow. Temperature right now at the start of the game, 82 degrees. That's at 6:15 in the evening. 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed, and down goes Goldsmith. So 2 down in the first inning. Arizona 17 games behind San Francisco, and the Dodgers, for the moment, a game and a half behind since the Giants won this afternoon. Chip Hale had one of those terrible nights that a manager will have to endure, especially with a ball club that's in last place. I mean, every time he brought a pitcher in last night, boom, home run. In fact, 2 of his pitchers have been sent down. Josh Colmenter has gone down. And remember Zach Curtis, the 5'9" left-hander who came in to pitch to Utley, and Utley hit it into the visiting bullpen to tie up the game. Well, both Colmenter and Curtis are gone. 1 ball and no strikes. Weeks hitting .246. Right-hand batter fouls it away. For Ricky Weeks with 5 home runs, 16 runs batted in, hitting .246, and he's hitting cleanup with Wellington Castillo behind him. Weeks waiting. Kazmir turns, ready, left-handed delivers. Fastball banged into right center. Tolles over to cut it off. Comes up with it cleanly. So Weeks with a long single, and that will bring up Wellington Castillo. 1-0 Arizona on the home run by Gene Segura. And now here's the catcher Castillo coming up. As we mentioned, with a first name Wellington, and he's well put together. So players put the nickname on him, Beef Wellington. I'm sure you're accustomed to that name. Castillo has done a lot of good work against left-hand pitching. In fact, he's hitting .337 against left-handers with 7 home runs. Kazmir's first pitch swung on and missed, and the count 0-1. For Castillo, with a .265 batting average, is 11 home runs, 37 runs batted in. No balls and 1 strike. Kazmir looks over at first, high kick, and he goes over there. He's a rare breed indeed, Scott Kazmir, a left-hander who doesn't usually have that so-called slide step or glide step where you keep your front foot low to the ground as you stride to the plate. He kicks that right leg high, and he's been getting away with it a long time. Looks again over at first and goes over there again. Ricky Weeks has stolen 1 base, 1 for 1. The big men stealing bases, Gene Segura, 17 out of 24, and Paul Goldsmith, 14 out of 18. Now the strike 1 pitch on the way. Kazmir ready, comes to the plate, off speed, ground ball to Segura, and Seager makes the play, and that's that. So it's Segura's home run in the first inning to give Arizona the leg up. And at the end of half an inning, Arizona won. And we now take a look at the Dodgers coming up in the bottom half. Here's Dave Roberts' lineup. Chase Utley leading off at second base. Corey Seager at short. Justin Turner at third. Adrian Gonzalez at first. Then you have Howie Kendrick in left. Yasmani Grandal, the catcher. Andrew Tolles in right field. Jock Pederson in center. Scott Kazmir, the pitcher. On the mound, Braden Alex Shipley out of Medford, Oregon, a number 1 pick by the Diamondbacks in 2013. Went to school at the University of Nevada and lost in his major league debut 7-2 against Milwaukee. He's working now against Chase Utley in a pregame ceremony. Utley was honored. He takes a look at a pitch low, ball 1. There's an award in the major leagues called Heart and Hustle. Utley won it in 2014 with Philadelphia, and he has now won it this year with the Dodgers. Hitting .257, 7 home runs. Day in and day out, he's done a great job at second base. Takes a look at a pitch off the plate, and the count 2 balls and no strikes. Braden Shipley, 6'3", about 190, 24 years old. They think a lot of him in the Arizona system. His 2-0 pitch on the way, and that's off the plate, ball 3. 3-0 the count. Shipley, 15th overall pick in the draft, was going to school at the University of Nevada in Reno. 3-0 the count. He also played basketball and football in his first 2 years in high school. He gets a strike, and the count 3-1. He is also trained to become a very good golfer. His grandfather, when he was just a little guy, had him out to the golf course all the time. 3-1 pitch, over the top fastball, grounded foul, and the count 3-2. So Chase Utley just rolling along in fine style. Boy, he is ever an inspiration to all of his teammates. On deck, young Corey Seager. Utley waiting, and the 3-2 pitch coming up. Over the top fastball, grounded into right field, but that's where the second baseman Drury is, and he throws Utley out. Yeah, that's the sound of the new day in baseball. Ground ball into right field, and he is out 4-3. So 1 away, and Corey Seager coming up. So Utley is out on what normally would have been a base hit. And here is Seager, who has hit safely in 29 of his last 32. Hitting .307, 17 home runs, 47 runs batted in. Lays off a pitch outside, holds up on the swing. 1 ball and no strikes. Over that stretch, he'll be 32 games. He's been hitting out of sight, as they say. 1-0 favor of Arizona. Leadoff home run by Gene Segura. Segura has 5 career leadoff home runs. Ball hit in the air to right center field. Outfield is converging, and it is the center fielder Chris Owings making the catch. So 2 down in the first inning. Let's take a look now at Arizona defensively. Goldsmith and Drury, Segura and Lamb, Weeks, Owings and Tomas, Castillo behind the plate, and the young right-hander Shipley on the mound. 2 down, Justin Turner making his way up to the plate. We'll repeat. Giants beat Washington 5-3. So for the moment, the Dodgers trail by a game and a half. It'll either go to 2 or 1, depending upon the outcome. Shipley comes over the top. First pitch is whacked inside the left field line, all the way down in the corner, and Turner jogging into second base with a double. Diving effort by Jake Lamb. No chance. That was a blur going down the corner. So a 2-out double by Turner, and Adrian Gonzalez will be coming up. So Lamb gave it his best shot, just missed. And Turner standing at second base. solid double. For Turner, by the way, that would be his 20th double. So Justin's at second, representing the tying run. And here is Adrian Gonzalez. I'm sure the baseball world well aware he has 299 career home runs. Adrian waiting. They load up the right side. However, they don't overload in the sense Segura, the shortstop, is almost behind second base. Gonzalez last night had a base hit, struck out, lined out, walked. Right-hander Shipley looking back at Segura, comes to the plate and misses low, ball one. So in the inning, Utley grounded out, Segura fly to center, Turner doubles. Arizona already on the board, leading 1-0. Hitting behind Gonzalez, Howie Kendrick. Turner can't do too far from second base, not with Segura where he is. Lamb all alone on the left side. And the pitch to the plate, off speed and low. And the count runs 2 balls and no strikes to Adrian Gonzalez. Gonzalez has 107 runs batted in against Arizona. Second to Todd Helton. When Todd played for Colorado, he knocked in 138. So 2-0 the count. Adrian waiting. Shipley at the belt. Right-hander comes over the top, and he's low in the dirt. New ball put in play, and 3-0 the count. Howie Kendrick, who has done very well in his career, coming into last night's game, he was hitting .362 against the Diamondbacks. Last night, he went 0 for 3 with a walk. 3-0 the count to Adrian Gonzalez. 1-0 Arizona first inning. Justin Turner taking his lead at second base. Shipley a look back at him. Now back to his hitter way outside and low. Ball 4. 2 on, 2 out. Howie Kendrick coming up. Kendrick just seems like he's getting better and better as the season progressed. Might have taken a little time for him to get accustomed in left field after spending a great career at second base. But he's hit .365 in July, and in his last 2 weeks, he's hit .404. So Kendrick, tough at any time, half a dozen home runs, 24 runs batted in. 2 on, Turner at second, Gonzalez at first. 2 out, first inning, 1-0 Arizona. Shipley ready, right-handed delivers, fouled away, 0-1 the count. This is Braden Shipley from Medford, Oregon. You may remember another Shipley, Craig Shipley from Australia, who played briefly with the Dodgers. Braden Alec Shipley by name. Really improved pitching in Alaska right after his junior year. That's when the velocity suddenly went into the high 90s. Takes a turn and comes off the rubber, just looking Turner back to the bag. Howie waiting. Shipley, slow worker, set at the belt. And the strike one pitch on the way. Fastball, ground ball right to second base. That's where Drury is, and that'll do it. No runs, a hit, 2 left. And at the end of an inning, 1-0 in favor of Arizona.
570 AM 570 LA.
Runs on the road, 14 of his 17, and he's been very effective against left-hand pitching. Tomas, 5 times this year, has hit 2 home runs in a game, including twice in the last 5 games coming here. When he hits 2 home runs, Arizona, not surprisingly, winning, and their record would be 5-0. He chases a bad ball in the dirt, and the count 0-1. Tomas, 6'1", 230. Free agent out of Cuba, signed last year. hitting .306 against the left-hand pitching, .250 against right-handers. Kazmir into the windup. And the strike one pitch, line drive into right field down the line. Tolles chasing it. The ball hugs the wall, and Tomas into second base with a double. So the leadoff man, Segura, opened up the game with a home run. Tomas opens up the second inning with a double inside the right field line and down into the corner. So a runner at second, nobody out. Lamb, Owings, and Shipley coming up. Jake Lamb, a new star in the National League, even though he's been struggling of late. Lamb last night doubled in 4 at-bats, hitting .282, leads the league in triples, and has 21 home runs. Kazmir looks back at Tomas. Now the left-hander to the plate, curveball in the dirt, 1 ball and no strikes. With Jake Lamb, he had 20 home runs by the All-Star break. The only other third baseman to do that for Arizona is coaching at third base, Matt Williams. So Jake trying to pick up the man at second, Yasmani Tomas. 1-0 Arizona. Kazmir delivers, and it's low and inside with a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. 2 balls and no strikes to Jake Lamb. 11 of his home runs have either tied or given the lead. So Jake Lamb waiting at the plate. Kazmir, another look back. Now to the plate. Lamb swings, doesn't get it, and the count 2-2. Lamb has all of the abilities, not only to be a star, but to be around a long time. I mean, he can play. Lamb has a sense of humor as well. 2-1 pitch on the way. Kazmir at the belt, comes back, and Jake punches one up the middle. Coming across to the second base side is Segura to throw him out. And on the play, Tomas goes to third. When Lamb hit his first home run as a big leaguer, all the teammates decided to give him the Cole treatment. Nobody looked up, nobody reacted. So he ran the whole length of the dugout, making imaginary handshakes with imaginary players. One length of the dugout to the other. So he's quite a kid. He grounds out to Seager, advancing Tomas, and here is Chris Owings. Owings has grounded out last night twice, robbed of a hit by Justin Turner. He also singled to right and flied to right. Swings at the first pitch, doesn't get it, and the count 0-1. We've seen Owings playing a lot of baseball, but we've always seen him either playing second base or shortstop. He has been playing a bit of the outfield indeed. Owings so far this year has started in center field 45 times. First time we've seen him, and he takes a strike on the outside corner, and the count 0-2. First time that Chris played the outfield in the major leagues. So Owings trying to pick up Tomas from third. 1-0 Arizona. Kazmir at the belt. Scotty ready, high kick, back he comes, off speed, hit down the right field line, fair ball on an 0-2 off-speed pitch. Tolles having a lot of trouble picking up the ball, and so alertly Owings goes to second base. So I'd assume it'll be 1-1, a base hit, a run batted in, and an error charge to Tolles. Big off-speed pitch outside of the strike zone. Just one of those things. Owings leaned across the plate and pinged it into right. And then that spinner, difficult to pick up. Tolles missed it the first time by the time he picked it up again. And they're going to rule it a double, no error. Okay. So Owings gets a double to right after Tomas doubled to right. Arizona leading 2-0. So they got a good spark, the leadoff home run by Segura. Here is Brad Shipley, Instead, a throwback, and it almost went to center field. A nice save by Corey Seager. So Owings at second, 1 out. Shipley at the plate. Shipley, one of those fellas in his first career plate appearance, he became the first Arizona pitcher in franchise history to hit an extra base hit in his first appearance. That was a double. Kazmir will look back at second. Now the left-hander to the plate, off speed, in nicely for a strike, and the count 0-1. So Braden Shipley, first-round pick back in 2013, and he is right on the scene here tonight. 0-1 the count. Hits as he pitches, right-handed. Kazmir, another look at Owings. Back to the plate, and it's fouled right into Yasmani Grandal's mask. Going into the game, opposing batters had hit just 187 against Kazmir when leading off the innings. But tonight, Segura homer leading off the first, Tomas doubled leading off the second. And it's 2-0 Arizona. Waiting on deck, Gene Segura. Kazmir deep in thought now, 0-2. He was 0-2 with Owings. Change up and way out in front of it is Shipley. That's rare. One of the oldest expressions in the game. You never change up on a pitcher unless they really think he's a good hitter. And, of course, no one really knows about Shipley. So the change-up gets him. That would be the second strikeout. And now here is Segura, who led off the game with the home run. 5 career leadoff home runs, and interestingly enough, he's hit a couple this year. Segura waiting with a runner at second and 2 down. Kazmir's fastball low and inside. Scotty hits 92. 1-0 the count to Gene Segura. Segura, one of those rare players in one game, had 2 home runs inside the park and then the regular kind. Pickoff play, not in time. Seager trying to duck in behind Owings. The Brewers traded Zach Greinke to the Angels to get Segura. And he went from the Angels to the Brewers and then coming over here to Arizona. Gene takes in the dirt, scrambling block by Grandal. Owings holding at second. 2 balls and no strikes, the count. Segura, one of those fellows 3 years ago who had a 6-hit game, 6 singles. Of course, the way to top that, Jesus Alou, one of the 3 Alou brothers, he had 6 hits in a game against 6 different pitchers. Now, that's a trick. 2-0 pitch on the way to Gene Segura. He shies away, ball 3. Drury waiting on deck. Now, Segura with a 3-0 count, runner at second base. Not necessarily taking 3-0. So let's see. Segura waits. Kazmir comes to him, and the pitch taken on the outside corner for a strike, and the count 3-1. Segura from San Juan, but San Juan, Dominican Republic. The 3-1 pitch coming up. Kazmir delivers an off-speed pitch on the inside corner. So interesting, Segura jumped away like it would be a fastball and was off speed. 3-2 the count. Arizona leading on 4 hits in an inning and 2/3. Kazmir hands together at the belt. 3-2 pitch to Gene Segura. Swung on and whacked down the left field line, rolling towards the bullpen gate. That scores Owings easily. So extra base hitting time for Arizona, and they lead 3-0. So Segura has a home run and a double. Tomas has a double. Owings has a double. And Arizona feeling very good about things right now. Kazmir's pitch right down the middle, and Segura was all over it. 3-0 on 5 base hits. 3 doubles in the inning. Now Kazmir trying to concentrate on Drury without letting his mind wander to the fact that Goldschmidt is on deck. So Paul waits in the on-deck circle. Drury waits at the plate. Fouled out to Adrian Gonzalez in the first inning. Kazmir looking back at second and backs off the rubber. One of the things that Gene Segura has done, and he has every pitcher in the league worrying about him, he has stolen third base 5 times. That's why Kazmir is looking back a lot. And the pitch in for a strike to Drury. No balls and 1 strike. Segura for the year has stolen 17 bases and been caught 7. And 5 of those stolen bases going from second to third. You can bet Turner. There he goes. The pitch is swung on and fouled away. A belly whopper by Segura at third. No play. So Segura on his way to steal third for a 6th time, only to have the hitter Drury foul it off. I'm not sure whether Drury is annoyed at himself or not. Segura might very well have had the base stolen. We'll never know. 3-0 favor of Arizona. We're in the second inning. 2 out. The strike 2 pitch on the way. Kazmir ready. Scott to the plate. Fastball slap foul upstairs. Off to the right. Final game of the series tomorrow. Pat Corbin on the mound for Arizona. And the Dodgers counter with Bud Norris. Corbin with a record of 4-9. Bud Norris on the hill for the Dodgers. A combined record of 6-9. 3-2 as a Dodger. Okay, the strike 2 pitch to Drury. Kazmir ready, and here he comes. Fastball low at the feet. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kazmir made 17 pitches in the first inning, and he's made 22, and he's not finished yet here in the second. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kazmir ready. 1-2 pitch on the way. Change up. Hit into right field. Tolles on the run and picks it off. So Drury, a fly ball to right field. Down he goes. 3 doubles this afternoon. Washington led the Giants 3-0. And the Giants battle back to win it 5-3. The first pitch to Yasmani Grandal misses on the corner for a strike. Grandal just backing off and watching. 0-1 the count. Shipley right back at his feet, and that makes it 1 ball and 1 strike. Grandal, as he checks in at the plate, working hard every day, hitting .210, 14 home runs, 13 of the 14 hit left-handed. Now the 1-1 pitch, Yasmani takes away, ball 2. By the way, in the second inning, Scott Kazmir made 23 pitches, so he labored in giving up those 3 doubles and 2 runs. Here's the 2-1 pitch on the way. Swung on, ground ball foul outside of first. 2-2 the count to Yasmani Grandal. Giants won. For the moment, the Dodgers are a game and a half behind. It'll go to 2 or revert to 1, depending upon the outcome. Shipley comes back 2-2, off speed, hit into right field, but that's where Drury is, and he makes the play. So 2 ground balls into right field are outs. One by Kendrick. Now this one by Grandal.
Right fielder, number 60,
Andrew Toles, left-hand hitter, doing very well. Has a lot of positives, runs exceptionally well, and hitting .324. He was 2 for 3 last night, picked up his first career run batted in. That was in the 4th inning when he doubled home Kendrick. So Andrew Toles, the right fielder. Again, the note that the Dodgers passed along. Yasiel Puig will play right field tomorrow. Pitch swung on and missed, 1-1. Puig will go against Pat Corbin. Maybe it's no accident because he has done pretty well against Corbin in the past. Oh, we'll see. 1 ball and 1 strike. 3-0 Arizona, bottom of the 2nd inning. The next pitch swung on and missed, and losing the bat is Toles, so he'll have to come back. He wears batting gloves on both hands, but still lost the bat. I think the greatest bat thrower, if you wanted to call it, it was a good breaking ball that he missed. Tony Oliva, way back when, he was a remarkable hitter. But he used to lose his bat, just take a nice clean swing, and it might sail into the stands. So with 2 batting gloves, Toles loses it, and he comes back up. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Toles is 5'10", and crouches at the plate, and down he goes on strikes. That's the first strikeout for Shipley. And with 2 down, Jock Pederson. Jock Pederson had a big night last night. He doubled in 2 in the 2nd inning, homered with a man aboard in the 7th. So a big night, 4 RBIs, double and a home run, hitting .238. Two down, bottom of the 2nd inning, 3-0 Arizona. Braden Shipley comes to the plate with a fastball in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Shipley accepted a baseball scholarship to the University of Nevada. When he signed with the D-backs, he got first pick money. The 1-0 pitch on the way in the dirt again, ball 2. Shipley signed with Arizona for $2.25 million. A great way to start your career. Against another young hitter, red hot for the moment, Pederson, in the last 5 games, hitting .438. Back he comes, Shipley, and this time finds the zone for a strike. Count 2-1. Shipley, fastball that he can get up to 96, curveball, and a changeup with a great change of pace. One of the best right-hand changeups in the country, Arizona says. He misses low, and he's behind 3-1. As a young pitcher, the word on Shipley, very competitive, but tends to press when he gets in a little trouble, which could fill the definition of almost any rookie pitcher in Major League history. 3-1 pitch in there, 3-2. Shipley also played shortstop in high school, so they feel he is very good around the mound, like having an additional infielder. Full count to Jock Pederson. And the pitch foul back to the screen. Full count, 2 out, bases empty, bottom of the 2nd inning. Segura opened up the game with a home run, and then in the 2nd inning, 3 doubles. Tomas, Owings, and Segura for 2 more. And the pitch grounded up the middle, but up the middle is a squeeze, and over to make the play is Drury to get it. Giving up 3 runs, 5 hits, and 4 of the 5 hits, extra bases. 3 doubles and a home run, the single by Ricky Weeks. So here's Goldie taking under the hands on the inside corner for a strike, and the count 0-1. Last 20 road games, Goldschmidt hitting .416. Strike 1 pitch on the way. Kazmir delivers, and it is swung on, hit in the air to right field. Toles has to go back to the track and make the catch for the out. So 1 away. Say, friends, be sure to get a Howie Kendrick bobblehead. That'll be Tuesday, August 9th, Dodgers and Phillies. Kendrick bobbleheads will be available to the first 40,000 fans in attendance, courtesy of Farmer John. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions. So Goldschmidt, long fly ball to right, one away, and here's Ricky Weeks. Ricky single to right field in the first inning. Ricky Darnell Weeks takes in the dirt, ball one. Ricky is 34 years old come September. He's a Floridian, 5'10", and a hefty 220. Back in 2010, he hit 29 home runs for the Brewers. Swings a comebacker. Kazmir has it, lobs it over the first, and we have two down in the third inning. So that'll bring up the catcher, Wellington Castillo, as Weeks a comebacker for the second out. Castillo slowly making his way up to the plate. And, of course, if you're catching in this heat, you do everything slowly. He's from the Dominican, 5'10", 205-pounder, 29 years old. Originally, he was drafted by the Cubs. Takes one inside, ball one, 1-0. In 2004, he was 17. He signed with the Cubs, passing up offers. The Phillies, the Cardinals, and the Diamondbacks all wanted him way back then. 1-0 pitch on the way, swung on and missed, 1-1. Castillo, very smart. When he first signed with the Cubs, first thing he did, he asked the Cubs to place him with America-born players on road trips so that could help him improve his English. 1-1 fastball in there, 1-2. Wellington from Santo Domingo, the capital of the Dominican. Kazmir eyeballing the signs flashed out by Grandal. And the 1-2 pitch on the way is inside, ball two. 2-1. A lot of times they tell me Castillo's still learning the language. A batter will come up, and he'll extend a friendly greeting. 2-2 pitch, broken bat, ground ball to short, and Segura will throw him out. That thing broke in long slivers as opposed to just the meat part of the bat flying away. Dangerous either way. And he'll come up against Braden Shipley. Kazmir, Utley, and Segura in that order. And Shipley, who's allowed one hit, going to work in the third. Right-hander's first pitch to Kazmir, in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Right-hander comes right back, 0-1. Fastball swung on and missed. 0-2 the count. Three runs, 5 hits for Arizona, 3 doubles and a home run, plus a single. Strike two pitch, good breaking ball in a crouch. Kazmir just had to watch, and down he goes. That would be the second strikeout for Shipley. He got tolls in the second inning. And Chase Utley coming up. Utley grounded out into right field in the first inning. The middleman Drury a good 15-20 feet out there. Shipley checking with Wellington Castillo, and Utley waiting at the plate. First pitch in for a strike, 0-1. Shipley, we mentioned earlier, received the Heart and Hustle Award and is voted by his teammates. Strike one pitch, and that's low and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. way back in spring training, people would think, well, you know, Chase Utley, 37 years old. I mean, he's not going to play very much. Well, he's played now in 89 games. Here's the 1-1 pitch, sprayed foul off to the left out of play. Dodgers have played 103, so he's missed about 14. Justin Turner hitting fourth in the inning, so sitting on the railing of the dugout. Now the 1-2 pitch on the way, pulled foul, trickling over to the Arizona dugout. Don't forget, 1:10 tomorrow, the Dodgers in Arizona. Pat Corbin, Bud Norris. Dodgers then will have Monday off and go to Colorado to play second, third, and fourth before coming home to play the Red Sox, the Phillies, and the Pirates. And Yasmani Grandal will be playing tomorrow, along with Yasiel Puig. 2-2 the count. Shipley working from the first base side of the rubber. Rocks, turns, 2-2 pitch, line drive, bet it's on one hop to the right side of the infield, and it's another out on a ball that might otherwise have gone through. So Segura staying all alone at short. Jake Lamb was over on the other side of second base to play a one-hopper that looked like it was heading for right center. So the Dodgers so far have been out-defensed as far as placement of the defensive players. And here is Seager, fly to center in the first inning. 3 runs, 5 hits for Arizona. Off-speed pitch, dribbled up along first, going foul. So Corey will come back, try it again. Seager has hit safely in 29 of his last 32 games. Again, repeating, the Giants won today. They were down 3-0, came back to win it 5-3. Dodged a triple play today after being nailed last night. 0-1 the count. The next pitch to Seager, low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. That triple play last night was the first in history, that as far as scoring it was concerned. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's outside, ball 2. First baseman, that's 3. He had a put out. Then 3 through to 5. That meant 3 had an assist. And then the put out at third. 3-3-5. First time double play has happened that way. 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Seager, a big swing, came up empty, and the count 2-2. Justin Turner waiting on deck. Dodgers have done well within the division. They're 24-18 in the West. Pitch high and away, fastball at 94. Arizona, they're 19-27. The one thing Arizona has done fairly well for Chip Hale, they're only 1 game under 500 on the road. Next pitch, swung on, hit to center and deep. Back goes Owings at the wall. Can't make the play, but he keeps it in play. And into second base goes Seager with a long double. So Chris Owings in his 46th game playing in the outfield, having been an infielder all of his career, tried to go back and make the play and couldn't do it. Owings turned, looking over his shoulder, reached up and missed it. A better center fielder, I think, would have made that catch. It just went over the fingertips of his glove. So a 2-out double by Seager brings up Turner, who had a 2-out double in the first inning. So we've had 5 doubles and a home run in the game, and Arizona leads 3-0. So Turner trying to pick up Seager with 2 out. First pitch drops in for a strike, off speed at 80. Then we told you he has a great changeup. Turner hitting a solid .270. Seager, cautious lead. Now the strike one pitch on the way. Shipley delivers, and that's fouled away off to the right upstairs. So Shipley has to count his way. No balls, 2 strikes. I think if you've been listening and watching baseball games for a couple of years, you know about the scouting scale. It goes from 20 to 80, and they rate everything on that scale. Shipley's changeup is rated a 70 on the scale up to 80. No balls and 2 strikes. Turner waits. Here comes Shipley, works it inside, and a 1-ball, 2-strike count. That changeup goes anywhere from 84 to 86. A note, 30th double this year by Corey Seager. That ties most by an L.A. Dodger rookie all time. 30 doubles. Here's the 1-2 pitch coming up. Instead, Turner backs out. Who had the 30 doubles as a rookie? Eric Karros. 1-2. Shipley delivers down and away, way down and way away, and the count 2-2. Waiting on deck, Adrian Gonzalez, who walked in the first inning. Two balls and 2 strikes. Shipley comes back a little low. They check, no swing. 3-2. Psychologically, I think Arizona makes a big mistake. I mean, you're coming to work, you're going to play in a ball game, and you put on that drab gray uniform. To me, psychologically, that's a downer. 3-2 the count. Two out, bottom of the third. 3-0 Arizona. 3-2 pitch on the way. Lifted into right center. It's playable. Tomas is there, and one hands it. So the Dodgers lead.
And through 3, the Diamondbacks 3 runs and 5 hits. The Dodgers no runs and 2. True to form this year, Kazmir, certainly in the month of July, has struggled through the first 3 innings with an ERA of 4.5. And tonight he's given up 3 through the first 3. Leading it off for the D-backs in the 4th, Yasmani Tomas. He fouls it off to the left. It's 0-1. But in the month of July, from the 4th inning on, Kazmir's earned run average is just 1, and opposing hitters hitting 182. So the Dodgers are down 3. As Kazmir delivers a second pitch of the 4th, and Tomas lines a base hit into left field. Tomas is 2 for 2, and that'll bring up Jake Lamb.
Yeah, that was not a bad pitch. That was in on the hands, and it just jammed Tomas, but he is so strong he's able to fight her off. Gets the base hit.
Jake Lamb coming up. He bounced to short in his first at-bat. On the scoreboard tonight, the Giants beat the Nationals 5-3. Joe Panik, a sac fly in the 7th inning, gave the Giants a lead they would not relinquish. Now the left-handed hitting Lamb takes low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. So at the moment, the Dodgers a game and a half back. Dodgers, after tonight, 58 games remain. Dodgers at the moment, though down 3-0, are a season-high 13 games over 500. The 1-0 to Lamb. Tried to check his swing and went around. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Marlins routed the Cardinals tonight 11-0. Those two teams, of course, involved in the wild card race. Now the 1-1 with the runner going, swinging a ground ball foul up the first baseline. Tomas will have to return. It's 1-2 to Jake Lamb.
Tomas just picked the pocket of Scott Kazmir. At the first movement, Tomas was taking off. Kazmir never really paid any attention over at first base to him.
With the Cardinals losing tonight in the wild card race, the Dodgers 2.5 in front of St. Louis. And a game and a half behind the Giants in the Western Division. Chris Owings on deck, a 1-2 from Kazmir. Inside and low 2-2 to Jake Lamb at .282 with 21 home runs and 65 runs batted in. Kazmir set at the belt. Here is the throw over to first base. And Tomas, who's got 2 stolen bases, he's been caught twice, back standing up. Defensively for the Dodgers tonight, Howie Kendrick in left. Jock Pederson is now playing very deep in center field every night. Andrew Tolles in right. The 2-2, fly ball to right. And it's looking foul and out of play. Tolles gives chase. It's about 10 rows back.
Yeah, we've been talking about the fact that Pederson playing very deep every game now. The Dodgers have decided is that they would rather balls that drop in instead of the ones that are really going to hurt you over your head. But plays probably the deepest center field of any other center fielder, at least in the National League.
2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Top of the 4th, 3-0 Arizona. Kazmir set at the belt, and here's the pitch. Lined into center field for a base hit. Jake Lamb singles to center. Tomas will hold at second, and the Diamondbacks have a bit of a threat going here in the 4th.
Well, the Diamondbacks is not necessarily with their hitting. Their 3rd best average, team average, in the National League, 264 overall. It has been their pitching, but when they score some runs and they get some pitching, they're tough, and that's the way they've started out tonight.
But their pitching has been a source of great pain. Their team ERA is 4.90, 14th in the league. Their starter's 4.99, and the bullpen, which gave it up last night, has a 4.75 ERA. Owings, who missed time with plantar fasciitis, single to right and scored a run in his first at-bat. Owings starting in center field tonight. He can play second, short, the outfield. Nick Ahmed, their terrific defending shortstop on the DL, with a bad hip. So Gene Segura, who was playing second base last night, is starting at short. Brandon Drury, who was in left last night, is at second. And Chris Owings, who was at short last night, is in center. Here's the 0-1. Line foul to the right. Out of play, 0-2.
Yeah, talking about Owings can play so many different positions. I think right now, baseball, the theme is because they're going with extra guys in that bullpen. There's 5-man rotation on top of it now. But if you can get a bench that has some interchangeable pieces, in other words, they can play different positions. Clubs now are going with fewer extra players, position players on the bench. They've decided now to put a lot of luxury items, if you will, in the bullpen.
On 0-2, and the pitch to Chris Owings. Line foul up the third base line, kicking into the Dodger dugout. Well, the Diamondbacks are using 4 bench players. Dodgers are using 5. So, of course, the Diamondbacks have 1 additional bullpen piece. Dodgers team ERA 4th in the league. About a 1.5 per 9 innings fewer than Arizona. Owings fouls it back. Dodgers starting rotation 5th best in the league, and the bullpen 2nd best, second only to Washington. Thus, the Dodgers are 58-45, and the Diamondbacks are 42-61. Dodgers have the 2nd best home record in the National League. Here's the 0-2. The runners go high and away, throw to third, and out at third base is Yasmani Tomas. Great throw by Yasmani Grandal. First out of the inning. Lamb goes to second on the double steal.
And it was going to take a good throw because for the second time in this ball game, they're in fact in this inning, Yasmani Tomas, who is picking the pocket of Kazmir, if it's not just a sparkling throw, directly to the bag, short hop stop by Turner, and then a good tag. Would have been a double steal.
Grandal throws out his 12th would-be base stealer out of 50 this year. Bay Alarm, the local security expert, donates $100 to the Dodgers Foundation for every caught stealing play. With Bay Alarm, you're protected 24/7, and you can manage your system wherever you go. For a free security review, call 1-800-610-1000 or go to bayalarm.com. Bay Alarm, what have you got to lose? So Lamb is at second base. The count is 1-2 to Owings, who takes inside and low. It kicks past Grandal to his left, but not far enough for Lamb to go to third.
Arizona's done something tonight that has really become a trend, and that is to score a run in the first inning. There's a leadoff home run on an 0-2 pitch to Segura. But they have now scored in the first inning. The Diamondbacks have in 10 of their last 12 games. That's been a pretty good foothold.
Unfortunately, they're 4-9 since the All-Star break. And again, it goes back to their pitching and their inability to maintain the lead, as they found out the hard way last night. Here's the 2-2. Owings swings and misses. So he's been struck out. Third strikeout of the game for Kazmir. 2 out. And Braden Shipley is coming up. An historical footnote to last night's craziness in the 7th inning. The Dodgers, since 1890, have played 19,602 games since 1890. 19,602. Just the third time since 1890 in all those games did the opposition score as many as 7 in the top half of an inning, and the Dodgers come back with at least 5 in the bottom half. Once it happened in 1890, Boston would beat Brooklyn 15-9 in that game. That was in the third inning of that one. The last time something like what happened last night happened, July 18th, 1957. The Cardinals in a 10-9, 11-inning win. That game was a wild one, a swing and a miss by Shipley, 1-1. The Cardinals took a 9-4 lead in the ninth. The Dodgers would score 5 in the bottom of the ninth, force extra innings, and wouldn't you know it, the Cardinals won in the 10th. Talk about pitching issues. 1-1 with 2 out. Shipley, a strikeout victim in his first at-bat, fouls it off. It's 1-2.
Talked about in the pregame show that Shipley, keep in mind, folks, as he comes to home plate, this is the second start in his major league career. He doubled in his first at bat in the big league level, and he was primarily a shortstop when he first went to college his freshman year, so he knows what to do with the bat.
1-2 with Lamb leading off second. A 3-0 Arizona lead in the top of the 4th. 2 gone. Kazmir deals high and outside, and it's 2-2. Dodgers and D-backs wrap it up tomorrow. We'll be back with you at noon for the Morongo pregame. First pitch 1:10. Bud Norris and Patrick Corbin. Gene Segura on deck. As Shipley is down on strikes, swinging and missing, and the inning is over. No runs. Goes to Atlanta. And Oliveira leaves Atlanta, goes to San Diego, and they say, thanks, but no thanks, we don't want you. Gonzalez leads it off in the bottom of the 4th. Arizona with a 3-0 lead. And Gonzalez takes outside and high, 1 ball and no strikes.
That deal turns out to be an expensive goodbye to Matt Kemp.
And he wasn't there all that long, was he? 1-0. It's under the knees. 2-0 to Gonzalez, who walked in his first at-bat. Kendrick on deck, Grandal to follow. The 2-0 is fouled off to the left. 2 balls, 1 strike to Adrian Gonzalez. Catch a double feature at Dodger Stadium Saturday, August the 13th. Start the Dodger Pirate game off at 1:05, and then watch the classic flick Ferris Bueller's Day Off after the game, courtesy of Fandango. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/movies. And a little bloop into left field for a base hit off the bat of Adrian Gonzalez. If that was a fish, he'd throw it back. But it wasn't. He's happy to take it.
Don't put it back. The game warden will get you. By the way, for every Dodger home run hit this month, Daniels Jewelers will donate $1,000 to CASA, giving L.A. County foster children an opportunity to thrive. Daniels Jewelers, making diamond dreams come true since 1948.
So Gonzalez is aboard. Kendrick stepping in. The Diamondbacks with a 3-0 lead in the bottom half of the fourth, and Kendrick takes low and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Grandal on deck. Howie bounced to second base in his first at-bat. 3 runs and 7 hits for Arizona. No runs, 3 hits for the Dodgers. Giants won today. And the 1-0 to Kendrick is low and outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Catcher Wellington Castillo is going to go out and talk to his young right-hander. Shipley, 6'1", 190 pounds. Grew up in Medford, Oregon. Was a first-round pick, 15th overall by the Diamondbacks in 2013. And this is his second big league start. 2-0 to Kendrick. A strike, 2-1.
And the first start, Shipley had difficulty keeping the ball in the ballpark. Gave up 8 hits, 3 of them home runs. 2 of those were hit by left-handed batters. Lefties in that game went 5 for 11. Right-handers were 3 for 11. So he got hit hard.
Gonzalez leads from first. Nobody out. Bottom of the fourth. 3-zip Arizona. Shipley deals, and Kendrick takes inside and low. It's 3-1. Of course, this has just been a disastrous season for Arizona. A.J. Pollock out for the year from the beginning of the season. Shelby Miller has been a bust to this point. He's not even with the big club. Greinke on the DL. Here's the 3-1. Slow roller foul up the third base line. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Howie Kendrick. Their bullpen has been a disaster. Everything about the Diamondbacks this year has been a great disappointment. Dating back to April of 2014 here at Dodger Stadium, the Dodgers are 18-4 against Arizona. Kendrick fouls it off to the right. But these are the kinds of games that you hope your club can take advantage of the other guys. Dodgers did so last night. Now the 3-2 to Kendrick. He fouls it back again. Bud Norris and Patrick Corbin. Corbin's another fellow that they were expecting a lot out of this year. But the big lefty is 4-9 and a 5.31 ERA. Three balls and 2 strikes to Kendrick. Nobody out. And a ground ball to short. Looks like a 6-4-3 tailor-made double play, and that's what it is. Segura to Drury to Goldschmidt. 2 out and nobody on.
What Shipley has done so far tonight, he's not overpowering. In fact, the first pitch he made in the ballgame was at 89, but what I've seen, he tops out at about 92. Fastball, curveball is the next go-to pitch, and then a changeup. What he's done a very good job at tonight is to keep the hitters off stride.
That'll bring up Yasmani Grandal. 3-0 Arizona, 2 out, nobody on, bottom of the fourth. No wind at all tonight as Grandal rolls it up the third base line off the end of the bat. It's going to be an infield hit. There was nothing that Lamb could do at third. There is nothing that Shipley could do running toward the line in hopes of perhaps picking it up. Neither did. An infield hit for Grandal.
Yasmani will take it. We talked earlier about, well, if Gonzalez, if that base hit had been a fish, you have to throw it back. This one was a guppy. It's hard to swing that hard and hit the ball that softly.
And have it go nowhere.
And have it positive results for a base hit.
But he'll take it. So with 2 out, Andrew Toll stepping in. He struck out in his first at-bat. Little left-handed hitter. Runs really well, and a ground ball to second base. This will end the inning. As Drury picks it up, throws to Goldschmidt. Toll's retired. So are the Dodgers. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left. Will go to the 5th, April through June. He's hit 4 this month, including his first at-bat tonight on an 0-2 pitch. He deposited one over the fence in left. His 8th home run of the year. And a strike, 0-1 to Gene Segura. Who's hitting .314. He stakes high and inside. 1-1. Brandon Drury on deck. Paul Goldschmidt to follow. And the 1-1 on the way. There's a strike outside corner at the knees. And it's 1-2. While Kazmir, undefeated in July. In fact, he's undefeated over the past couple of months. Foul back and out of play. Unbeaten in his last 13 starts, going back to May the 14th, during which time he's 7-0, a .373 ERA. One issue, however, has been the home run ball. Tonight, the home run that he gave up to Segura was the 18th he's surrendered this year. Segura takes high and away, 2-2. Kazmir getting the sign from Grandal. Segura awaits, he swings and fouls it off the end of the bat. Well, I'm still scratching my head about that Matt Kemp for Hector Olivera trade. Kemp leaves San Diego to go to the Braves. Theoretically, a rebuilding team. They pick up a 31-year-old guy who hasn't stolen a base in a year or two. Olivera, of course, Dodgers signed, quickly shipped him out to Atlanta. Atlanta sends him to San Diego, and before he even gets there, he's designated for assignment. Yikes.
When you put the scales and try and even it out, what it comes down to is that they told Matt Kent, here's a plane ticket. Goodbye.
You say goodbye, I say hello, and Olivera's 88 and out the gate. Here's the 2-2. Lined into center field, but there is Pederson ranging to his right to track down the line drive. Segura's retired as the first out of the 5th.
So while you try and ponder that trade, reminder, the top of the 5th inning presented by AM/PM. AM/PM, too much good stuff.
Brandon Drury is 0 for 2. We never saw Olivera, so don't know a thing about him one way or the other. He was with the organization for about 10 minutes. There's a strike, 0-1.
Which is about 9.5 minutes longer than it is with San Diego.
Didn't even get that. But I'm just thinking back, really sadly to some degree, on the career Matt Kemp might have had. Here's the 0-1. He still has plenty of time to rebuild it. Ground ball to short. Drury is thrown out by Seager easily. 2 out and nobody on. All that talent, all that skill. He was part of that Jacksonville 5 group a decade ago. And it just hasn't happened. You know, he could have owned this town. San Diego is like a bus stop for him, and let's see what he does in Atlanta. With 2 out, nobody on, Paul Goldschmidt takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Goldschmidt, of course, has been a Dodger killer throughout his career. He's got a hit in the last 7 games against the Dodgers. And tonight, he's 0 for 2. 3-0 Arizona, 2 out, nobody on in the 5th. Kazmir deals a strike. And there's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Goldschmidt in his career against the Dodgers in 86 games, .331. 24 home runs, 74 runs batted in. The 1-2 from Kazmir is on the way. Outside and low, 2-2. Goldschmidt last night, 3 for 4 and 3 RBIs. Just another night at the office against the Dodgers for him. The 2-2. Line drive into the glove of Corey Seager. That'll end the inning. Hit it right on the button, but right at Seager. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left after 4.5. 3-0 Diamondbacks. Pederson bounced to third in his first at-bat. They've got the shift on for Jock, who takes a strike. It's 0-1. To get more kids home safely, Children's Hospital Los Angeles has donated a car seat to Estefany Murillo of Englewood to get Jaden home safely. Now Shipley into the wide, inside, and Pederson just manages to get out of the way down around the ankles. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. To learn more about CHLA and the Get Home Safe program, visit chla.org. Pederson, 14 home runs and 40 runs batted in. Takes inside, 2-1. Jock last night, 2 for 4, equaling a career-high 4 runs batted in. His home run in the 7th, he hit a 2-run shot. Chase Utley hit the 2-run shot. There's a line drive on 1 hop to the second baseman, Drury, about 20 steps on the outfield grass and right. And that's the first out of the 5th.
It's going to be interesting now to see what happens after Kazmir bats, because then it's going to be when Utley comes on to hit. That's the 3rd time through the lineup. Okay, you've seen a pitcher a couple of times. You've been able to compare notes to your teammates. And that 3rd trip through the lineup can be, interesting.
Dodgers had a couple of runners on board in the 1st inning, came up empty. Had a couple of runners in the 4th inning, but there was a double play in the middle of that. Seager doubled with 2 out in the 3rd. As Kazmir takes low, 1 ball, 1 strike. So the Dodgers really have not tested Braden Shipley very hard, at least to this point. The 1-1, Kazmir tries to drag a bunt. It's foul. 1-2. Kazmir, a left-handed hitter, just as he throws. How about the Rockies? They're making a move. In the 9th inning in New York, they've got a 7-2 lead over the Mets. The Rockies are asserting themselves in the wild card race. Here's the 1-2. Kazmir swings and misses. He's been struck out. Second time Kazmir down on strikes. 3rd strikeout for Shipley. 2 out, nobody on. Chase Utley is coming up.
Chase Utley.
Should the Rockies win tonight, and they lead by 5 in the 9th in New York, Colorado will be at 500. Having won 9 of their last 11, it will be their 5th consecutive win. The Rockies are 7 games behind the Dodgers. As Utley takes a strike, 0-1. Dodgers lead the Cardinals by 2 for the best wild card record. Dodgers game and a half behind San Francisco. Giants won today. Now the 0-1. Utley takes low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Rockies are 7 behind the Dodgers in the wild card race. Only a game and a half behind Pittsburgh. 2.5 behind the Mets. And 4 behind Miami. 2 balls and a strike. And so the Dodgers, in years past, when going to Colorado this time of year, it was kind of a busman's holiday. They've got games Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at Coors Field. And the way things have been going, ain't going to be a picnic. Utley fouls it off to the left and out of play. It's 2-2.
Yeah, and if the Rockies start to play better against their own division, present time they started today 22-25 against the West. Kind of the same problem the Pittsburgh Pirates are having in the Central Division. They're 19-21 against their own division. The Cubs, within their division, 28 wins and 14 losses as they entered today's play.
And the Cubs with a 6.5 game lead on the Cardinals. So the Cubs are sitting pretty. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Chase Utley with 2 out, nobody on in the bottom of the 5th. And the Diamondbacks leading the Dodgers 3-0. Shipley into the wind, the 2-2. Grounded foul toward the Diamondback dugout at the first base line.
In fact, you look at the National League Western Division. The Giants and the Dodgers have lost 18 games against the West. The difference is the Giants, 31 victories against the West. The Dodgers, 24 against their own division. Same number of losses.
After tonight, 58 games will be left for the Dodgers to play, and 9 of those 58 against the Giants. Utley takes low, 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 out. And the final 3 games of the regular season at AT&T Park in San Francisco. Always seems to work out that way. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, and Utley lines one fair up the first base line. It's going to roll off the sidewall. And now Utley is on his way to second base. Tomas quickly gets it back in, but not before Utley arrives at second base with a 2-out sliding double, his 17th 2-base hit of the season. And speaking of doubles, Corey Seager with his 30th 2-base hit back in the 3rd inning. Ties it with Eric Karros for most doubles by a Dodger rookie, Los Angeles Dodger rookie.
I came across some numbers I thought were very interesting. Saw them today and it's added even more. Since the All-Star break, Corey Seager, including a double tonight, now has 8 doubles in 10 games. All the doubles since the All-Star break are against the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Well, let's see if he can double his pleasure tonight. He's already got one. That was the straightaway center field over the head of Chris Owens. But as deep as Owens is playing at the moment, would have to go practically over the fence. So Seager is 1 for 2. He's 5th in the league with 123 hits, hitting .308 at the moment. Utley leads from second, and the pitch is grounded foul off to the left, and it's 0-1. Justin Turner on deck. Seager in the month of July is hitting .333. 3 for 5 last night. Has a hit now in 30 of his last 33 games. The 0-1. Fly ball, center field, drifting back is Chris Owings. He's underneath it. He's there to make the catch, and that'll end the inning. No runs, one hit, one man left. We'll go to the sixth. Diamondbacks 3 and the Dodgers nothing. Ricky Weeks leading it off. As first pitch swinging, fouls it off to the right, and it's 0-1. So Kazmir, who has really stepped it up with the absence of Clayton Kershaw, we still have no earthly idea as to when Clayton will be back. Kazmir hasn't been beaten since the middle of May. Weeks fouls it back, and it's 0-2. Wellington Castillo on deck, Yasmani Tomas to follow. Arizona 3-0. Kazmir into the wind, the lefty deals, and Weeks takes it in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kazmir since the middle of May when he's gone 7-0. Opponents are hitting just .219 against him. And he has struck out 81 in 72 innings. A swing and a miss, and Weeks is down on strikes. And for Kazmir, that's the 5th strikeout of the game and the first out of the 6th.
Well, folks, don't miss the highly anticipated series with the Red Sox. They return to Dodger Stadium for the first time since 2013. So if you're in attendance for the game on Sunday, August 7th at 4:10, by the way, the first 40,000 fans will receive a Dodger Blue pair of socks, courtesy of AM/PM. For tickets, Dodgers.com/promotions.
Poppy and Pedroia. Red Sox right in the middle of a race in the American League East. And here's a call strike, 0-1 to Wellington Castillo. The Red Sox are down in Anaheim tonight, where the Angels have a 4-2 lead. Boston hitting in the top half of the 6th inning. Kazmir on 0-1 to Castillo. Inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yasmani Tomas is on deck. The 1-1 upcoming. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Castillo, who's bounced to short twice. Dodgers, by the way, since Kershaw went down his last start on June 26th in Pittsburgh, the Dodgers have gone 17-10 in his absence. Here comes the 1-2, high and outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitching's been terrific, but the hitting in July. Dodgers are 14-8 this month. They lead the National League in on-base percentage at .345, second in the league with a .272 batting average. Here's a 2-2, swung on and missed, strike 3. Castillo down on strikes, and for Kazmir, his 6th strikeout of the game. There's 2 out. Lewis Coleman beginning to warm in the Dodger bullpen. Kazmir at 93 pitches. Tomas is 2 for 2. Jake Lamb on deck. Kazmir into the wind. The pitch is low and inside. 1 ball, no strikes to Yasmani Tomas. Just a gentle breeze from right field toward left. 1-0. Low and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. The sky's now a dark gray. It's not completely nightfall yet, but it sure is flirting with it.
Was a gorgeous evening. 77 degrees currently here at Dodger Stadium.
Here's the 2-0. Grounded foul toward the Dodger dugout. 2 balls and a strike. Folks here in the Southland have been complaining a bit about the heat and humidity. It's a little warmer, a little more humid than usual, but compared to where the Dodgers were this time a week ago, break out the fleece blanket. Kazmir on 2-1. As Tomas grounds one into the Dodger dugout, 2-2. A week ago tonight in St. Louis, 95 degrees and a 75% humidity. And then last Sunday night, 96 with a heat index of 109. So this is chilly. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Yasmani Tomas. Pedro Baez is now warming up in the bullpen. Coleman sits down. So Kazmir's shelf life is expiring. 3-2, 2 out, 3-0 Arizona, top of the 6th, nobody on. And the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Kazmir strikes out the side. Off-speed breaking ball, and Tomas was badly fooled. Nothing across will go to the bottom of the 6th. Arizona 3-0.
5-7.
Charlie Steiner, Rick Monday, Vin Scully from Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles. We begin the bottom half of the 6th. Arizona with a 3-0 lead. And rookie Braden Shipley has held the Dodgers to 5 base hits. One of them from Justin Turner, who doubled in his first at-bat. He's also flied to right. He takes a strike. It's 0-1. Shipley deals inside and low. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Shipley, his second big league start. First one he struggled, and tonight he's had the Dodgers struggling. As Turner fouls one up the third baseline, it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the 6th, and if you got into your car when the game began, you could have listened to the broadcast and already be at Chumash Casino Resort, located in the beautiful Santa Barbara wine country, 2 hours north of L.A. For more information, visit ChumashCasino.com. Chumash Casino Resort. Now Turner takes low and outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Adrian Gonzalez on deck and Howie Kendrick to follow. Turner's had a great month of July as he fouls it back to the screen, hitting .311. He leads the National League in both home runs and RBIs since the 10th of June with 14 home runs and 39 runs batted in. The 2-2 grounded off to the left and out of play.
Well, Shipley's not afraid to throw anything in any count. That was a curveball. One thing, just watching a right-hander. You know, some pitchers take their eyes off of the targets being established by the catcher until the very last second. Well, not Shipley. I mean, he picks up the target, and he never takes his eyes off of the target during his windup and delivery.
The 2-2 to Turner. Popped up, foul behind the plate, and out of play.
The other thing that he's done, Charlie, too, is he's kept the Dodger hitters really honest. When he has missed inside, about this time we're looking at it, hey, this has got to be by design. He will move a hitter off the plate. What does he wind up doing then? Well, for the most part tonight, then he has gone away. So establish in, go away, and other times he'll establish away, come back in to keep hitters honest.
2-2 to Turner. Grounded slowly up the third baseline, but it's foul. You know, the way things have been going for the Diamondbacks this year, for a change, it would be nice for them to get a pleasant pitching surprise. And to this point tonight, they've gotten just that.
And Chip Hale would love not having to go to the mound multiple times during a game.
Oh, you mean like last night?
Yes.
Ooh. Well, just as you say, there's a line drive deep down the left field line. It is hooking foul. Just as you say that, double barrel action in the bullpen for Arizona. The lefty, Zach Curtis. And the right-hander, I think it's Jake Barrett. Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Turner leading it off in the bottom of the 6th. Arizona 3-0. And the 2-2 Another ground ball foul up the third base line. Ten pitches into this at-bat for Justin Turner. The 2-2 is on the way. Another foul ball.
I took a bite out of the catcher, Castillo, somewhere around the right clavicle.
Enrique Burgos is now warming up. By the way, a guy who's been around Arizona seemingly forever, Josh Colmenter, designated for assignment today. He was the opening day starter for him a year ago. 2-2. Turner swings and misses at a 94-mile-an-hour fastball, and down he goes. That's the fourth strikeout of the game for Shipley, and that'll bring up Adrian Gonzalez. Gonzalez has a hit and a walk tonight. Howie Kendrick on deck. And Gonzalez with big-time shift on for him. And the second baseman, Brandon Drury, about 20 steps on the right field grass. Practically the fourth outfielder in a softball game. Here's the 1-0. Gonzalez takes high and outside. 2 balls and no strikes. We're talking about the Rockies. They beat the Mets 7-2. Jorge De La Rosa won the 100th game of his career. The Rockies have won 5 in a row and are 12-4 since the All-Star break. However, Trevor Story jammed his left thumb. Had to come out of the game early. X-rays negative. He's a legitimate Rookie of the Year candidate. Here's the 2-0. Grounded right up the first base line to Paul Goldschmidt. Takes it to the bag by himself. Gonzalez is retired. There's 2 out. Adam Lowen, another newcomer to Arizona, is now in the bullpen along with Enrique Burgos. So the Diamondbacks in the midst of a lengthy struggle. They've lost 21 of their last 27 over the past month. A couple of new pitchers are in, and there's a call strike. 0-1 to Howie Kendrick. Kendrick is 0 for 2 tonight. 3-0 Diamondbacks with 2 out, nobody on in the bottom half of the 6th. Well, the Rockies won their 5th straight. The Mets lost their 4th in a row. 1 ball, 1 strike to Howie Kendrick. Mariners beat the Cubs in Chicago 4-1. As Kendrick takes a strike, thought it was high, and didn't like the call at all. Steps out of the box and looks the other way. Bill Miller, the home plate umpire. Bill, a Southern Californian, went to UCLA. Here's the 1-2, outside and high, 2-2 to Howie Kendrick. The Marlins just beat up on the Cardinals tonight, 11-0 in Miami. Christian Yelich and Jeff Mathis, 3 hits and 2 runs scored each. The 2-2, Kendrick fouls it off to the right and out of play. Ichiro 0 for 2 tonight. Still sitting on 2,998 base hits. The Marlins, with the win, pulled even with the Cardinals at 56 and 48 in the wild card race. Here's the 2-2, ground ball to short. Picked up by Segura, throws across the diamond, and the Dodgers go quietly in the 6th. We'll head to the 7th. Arizona 2-0.
AM 570.
Jake at 283. And he takes a strike, 0-1. By the looks of it, That was the last inning for Braden Shipley when he got to the dugout. Got a pat on the back from his manager. And in his second big league start, he held the Dodgers scoreless on 5 hits. Kazmir misses way outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. To Jake Lamb, Chris Owings on deck, and then presumably the pinch hitter. Kazmir is going to throw his 102nd pitch of the game. Outside and low, 2-1. Most pitches he has thrown in a game since May 20th down in San Diego. But he's gotten no runs to work with tonight. It's 3-0. And a ground ball slowly hit to second. 3 steps to his left. Utley picks it up and throws out Lamb, and that's the first out of the 7th inning.
Well, you can follow the Dodgers live with the MLB.com at Bat app. You can stay up to the moment anytime with Game Day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Just download MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone and for your tablet.
So Kazmir gets the lefty Lamb. Dave Roberts has come out. The bullpen door is open. Baez was about to come in. He said, no, get back. Kazmir's going to stay in the game a little while longer. I think it was one of those where Roberts just wanted to look into the veteran's eyes. Can you still do it?
Baez was about 2 steps from being onto the warning track and made a U-turn.
So Kazmir with 1 out, nobody on to face Chris Owings, 1 for 2 and a run scored tonight. 3-0 Arizona. 1 out in the 7th. Owings takes a strike and it's 0-1. Diamondbacks are wearing those gray uniforms. I don't know what you got Sedona red and you got dingy gray. Here's the 0-1, and they're pretty dingy. Swinging a foul back to the screen, 0-2. They're dark and gray, these uniforms. It looks like they've been spending the day in a coal mine.
Well, they probably cut down on the laundry.
Camouflage. On 0-2, high and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, about 8 or 9 different uniform variations they have.
They're trying to top what Charlie Finley did with the Oakland A's years and years ago.
Here's the 1-2. Fly ball, well hit to center field. Back goes Pederson. He is at the wall, and he'll track it down. So Owings flies to deep center. There's 2 out. Visit the Lexus display near VIP will call through tomorrow and step up to the plate with the Lexus Performance Swing Analyzer to see how you stack up against the game's best. You were one of the models of those early A's.
No, I was one of the guinea pigs. I would use the word models. Pacific Ocean misty green, Fort Knox gold and wedding gown white, green undersleeves, gold undersleeves, white shoes, green shoelaces.
And now Phil Goslin in his gray shoes is going to pinch hit. And Grandal's going to go out and talk to Kazmir. 2 out, nobody on top of the 7th.
Coaches wore white caps. Players wore green caps. Didn't look when he came in the locker room. You did not look at the lineup first. You looked at the strategically placed and coordinated uniform list.
Oh, goody! What are we going to wear today? So Goslin, the right-handed hitter, swings and foul tips it. It's 0-1. Kazmir not away from completing 7 innings tonight. No balls and a strike. Goslin grounds one foul just inside the bag, off the sidewall. Tolles quickly picks it up, throws to second base, and out at second base. Bill Goslin thrown out by Andrew Tolles at a perfect throw. Goslin, he ain't moving. He is hoping his team will request a replay, and the call is overturned. He's still there at second base. Second base umpire Ryan Blackney is right next to him with his hands on hit.
Smartly played by Andrew Tolles. And it may have been the fact that the foot was in there before the tag, but what Tolles did, he took that little extra second to make sure as he was fielding the ball, could plant his feet and then get a very good throw to second base.
Well, they're going to get a replay, and it looks like Goslin beat the throw. As we often say, under such circumstances, we don't get a vote. So while they gaze at the replay back in New York, we'll continue with the scores. Phillies beat the Braves 9-5. Well, the only thing interesting about that game was that Jeremy Hellickson was pitching, and his name is being mentioned in some trade talk. In the 8th inning, you know Atlanta's bad. How bad? The Phillies scored 4 runs on no hits in the 8th inning and beat the Braves 9-5. You do the math. That's pretty hard to do.
Evidently not tonight.
Ooh. Brewers beat the Pirates 5-3. As Pittsburgh trades Mellons into Washington, some folks in Pittsburgh are saying, hey, are we closing the door on our season? However, Pittsburgh thinks they got a first-rate, hard-throwing pitcher. Goslin will stay at second base. Felipe Rivera, a reliever for Washington, can throw about 100 miles an hour, and so can Taylor Hearn, another pitching prospect that the Pirates received in the deal from Mellinson. Now, as the replay is overturned, Dave Roberts coming out. He's going to make a double switch, and Pedro Baez will be coming in. Pitching change is brought to you by Stadium. In the 7th inning, Scott Van Slyke comes in and takes over in left field, part of the double switch, replacing Howie Kendrick. Baez will bat in Kendrick's spot, but he'll not have a bat in his hand on this night. And Van Slyke will bat 9th or 4th in the 7th. The very difficult Gene Segura, 2 for 3 tonight, just gets hit by a pitch. And he is face down. The Diamondback trainer comes running out. So does Chip Hale. And it was a headshot.
That ball just kept riding in on the back of the left deltoid, part of the left shoulder.
Boy, there's nothing like a 98-mile-an-hour fastball that gets you. It was the upper arm and thankfully just south of the head. Segura walking slowly to first base, along with Chip Hale and the Diamondback trainer. Brandon Drury will be coming up. Diamondbacks with a 3-0 lead, 2-on-2 out here in the 7th inning. Drury 0 for 3. Nervously stepping into the batter's box. First and second, 2 out. There's a call, strike, 0-1. Arizona 3 runs, 8 hits. The Dodgers no runs and 5 base hits. Baez this year has inherited 21 runners coming in out of the bullpen. 10 of them have scored. No balls, 1 strike. Utley bird dogging the base runner at second base. Goslin trying to keep him close. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes. 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Dodgers have Grandal, Tolles, and Pederson to hit in the bottom of the 7th. Goslin's at second. Segura's at first. And the 0-2 from Baez to Drury, right-handed hitter. Grounded fair, just beyond the bag. Headed toward the sidewall. In to score is Goslin. Segura will be held at third. Drury stays put at first. Knocking in a run, Arizona has a 4-0 lead.
Second double in this inning. We're inside out, not bad pitches. Goslin got one off the knuckles, doubled just inside the bag at first, and this is an inside-out swing for the double down the right field line for Drury.
So Baez, who has inherited now 22 runners this year, half of them have scored. 4-0 as Goldschmidt steps in. That's not going to get any easier. Although Goldschmidt tonight is 0 for 3. Arizona 4 runs and 9 hits. The Dodgers no runs and 5 base hits. First and third, 2 out, a run in. Ground ball to third. This should end it. Turner picks it up, throws to second for the force out, and that will end the inning. 1 run, 2 hits, 2 left. 7th inning stretch. Braden Shipley, 6 outstanding innings. No runs and 5 hits. 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, 106 pitches, 67 for strikes. Michael Bourne enters the game, and he's taken over in left field for Ricky Weeks Jr. Kazmir Grandal leads off for the Dodgers in the bottom of the 7th. He's 1 for 2. He swings and misses, and it's 0-1. Burgos, the righty, deals high. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitching change presented by Bank of America. Join Bank of America in celebrating the memories that make Dodger baseball great using the hashtag MLB Memory Bank. Bank of America, the official bank of the Dodgers. 1 ball, 1 strike to Grandal, the switch hitter batting for the left side, who swings and misses. And it's 1-2. They've got the big shift on for him. So the Diamondbacks now have Michael Bourne in left, Chris Owings in center, and Yasmani Tomas in right. All very deep for Grandal. The 1-2 on the way. Swung on and missed, strike 3. 97. And Grandal was late to the dance.
I've been looking at 90, 91, up to 94. Peaking out was Shipley. Just did a tremendous job. He was roughed up, as we were talking about earlier, in his Major League debut. But tonight, he was just spot on. Moved the ball around the strike zone, changed speeds.
1 out, Andrew Tolles coming up. Tolles tonight is 0 for 2. Takes high and away, 1 ball, and no strikes. For the game tonight, Dave Roberts telling the assembled media he expects that Yasiel Puig will be in the starting lineup tomorrow. Puig, of course, nursing that hamstring. The 1-0 is a foul back. 1 ball, 1 strike to Tolles, who is struck out and bounced to second. Adam Lowen is warming up in the Arizona bullpen. 1 out, nobody on to the bottom of the 7th. Arizona with a 4-0 lead. Burgos steals, way high and away, 2-1. AT&T covers over 99% of all Americans, which makes it easy for you to connect with your family and friends. AT&T, mobilizing your world. Jock Pederson on deck. Dodgers and Diamondbacks will wrap it up tomorrow. Pre-game at high noon. First pitch, 1-10. Tolles on 2-1. Takes high and away, 3 balls and a strike. It'll be Bud Norris and Patrick Corbin. Monday, a travel day. Dodgers head up to Colorado. The Rockies have won 5 in a row. Three balls, 1 strike. Tolles, a left-handed hitter, takes high and inside, ball 4. So a 1-out walk will bring up Jock Pederson.
To the field, number 31, Jock Pederson.
Pederson tonight is 0 for 2. Last night he equaled a career-high 4 RBIs. Tonight, though, he has bounced to third and he has bounced to second. Arizona with a 4-0 lead. The Giants won today, so the Dodgers at the moment are a game and a half back. Pederson takes a strike, 0-1. Angels in the 7th inning stretch leading the Red Sox down there in Anaheim 5-2. Toronto is hot. Beat the Orioles 9-1. Red Sox will be here next weekend. Here's the 0-1. High fly ball into right center field. Pederson just did get underneath it. Chris Owings shading toward right center to get underneath the fly ball. There's 2 out. And Scott Van Slyke going in part of the double switch, and this is his first at-bat of the night. Van Slyke at .235 with a home run and 6 runs batted in. Arizona with a 4-0 lead. Tolles leads from first, being held on by Goldschmidt. 4 goes set. Here's the pitch. Big swing and a foul back, 0-1.
And even though Burgos can top out at 98 miles an hour, they had to shift on against Van Slyke. And that swing makes better contact as it hit her off the top of the bat. Probably would have gone to the right side. I mean, there is Goldschmidt holding, Tolles at first base. And then there's nobody between that point and the second base bag.
No balls and a strike to Van Slyke, who takes a strike on the outside corner, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, and 2 out. 4 goes set, chest high. Tolles leads from first. Van Slyke takes low. It gets past Castillo. And Burgos goes to second base.
Well, Castillo didn't really help Burgos. That was a ball down. It was not in the dirt. It was about 4 or 5 inches off the plate, but Castillo had palm down to try and catch the ball.
Burgos has pitched well in his last 10 appearances with the Diamondbacks. He's been up and down this year between Reno and Phoenix. 1.59 ERA in his last 10 appearances. The 1-2 to Van Slyke is low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That pitch is outside. Castillo just reached across the body. We're seeing more and more catchers now. I don't know what their philosophy is, but they know what's coming. It's a breaking ball, and yet they're set up. The feet were never moved to slide out to block the ball. Even though runners in scoring position. I mean, not 1 inch.
Well, they're backhanding, and we're seeing a lot more pass balls as a result. Such was the case that allowed Tolles to go to second base. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th, Arizona 4-0. Burgos on 2-2. Drilled into left center field for a base hit. Tolles will score on the RBI hit for Scott Van Slyke. The Dodgers are on the board. It is 4-1. Since July the 10th, Van Slyke is 11 for his last 31.
And had a terrific at bat right there. He was behind in the count quickly. No balls and 2 strikes. And with the count 2-2, went with it. Just a solid line drive. The Dodgers, that's a feel-good moment. They're finally on the board. And they'll try and close the gap a little bit more.
And Chip Hale is coming out. And he's going to take Burgos back with him. Of course, Hale and the Diamondbacks went down that road last night. So the Dodgers have a run in. Adam Lowen is coming in for the Diamondbacks. Got Van Slyke, and Brumbo's had a career year. Lowen called up today. At Reno, he was 3-2 and a 3.62 earned run average. Canadian fella, first Canadian-born pitcher to play for the Diamondbacks. With 2 out, Utley takes high and away, 1 ball, no strikes. Of course, the Dodgers teed off on the Diamondback bullpen last night. Hudson, Curtis, Delgado, and Leone. And the Dodgers scored 5 in the bottom of the 7th and 1 in the bottom of the 8th to secure their 9-7 come from behind win. Utley takes a strike, and is 1-1.
I want to see big league action with not only the Orioles, but also with the Phillies in 20 games a season ago.
Red-headed lefty has a big bushy beard and
He's a big guy, 6'5".
long hair to boot. Here's the 1-1. Van Slyke is going. The throw to second base, and he is out. That was some throw by Wellington Castillo.
I'm a little puzzled by that one.
Not when you're down 3.
No. And you got the top of the lineup hitting.
And that's the 3rd out of the inning. So the Dodgers come up with a run and a hit. We'll go to the 8th. It is 4-1 Arizona. Michael Bourne leading it off for the Diamondbacks in the 8th. Baez's first pitch is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. This is Bourne's first at-bat. Ricky Weeks started in left tonight, and he was 1 for 3. Arizona with a 4-1 lead. Baez delivers a fastball, a swing and a miss, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Charlie, I want to go back to Van Slyke being thrown out, attempting to steal, and just looking at the reaction of Dave Roberts and Bob Guerin in the Dodgers dugout. That was not a sign given. That was Van Slyke, it would appear to me at least, is thinking, I can steal it.
The 1-1 is a strike. 1 and 2, but it defied logic and the old risk reward.
Well, you have the tying run on deck. Yes, there are 2 outs. But you're down 4-1. You just had a feel-good moment by knocking in a run. But getting thrown out, that inning is over.
1-2 to Bourne. Low and outside, 2-2. There was too much risk in being thrown out as he was, in Castillo with a great throw. Takes the Dodgers out of the inning, and now they're down to just their final 6 outs. Each out becoming increasingly precious. And a fly ball straight away center field. Jock Pederson's underneath it. He'll make the catch, and that's the first out of the 8th. 49,540 is tonight's paid attendance. The official attendance presented by Bank of America. Join Bank of America in celebrating the memories that make Dodger baseball great using the hashtag MLB Memory Bank. Bank of America, the official bank of the Dodgers. J.P. Howell going to work in the Dodger bullpen now. Castillo 0 for 3. Takes a strike. It's 0-1. Weldon Castillo, Wellington, bounced the short twice and has been struck out. And the 0-1. There's a call strike, 0-2. We're in the 8th. And the Diamondbacks with a run in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the 7th. The Dodgers a run in the bottom of the 7th. Call strike 3. Castillo down on strikes. And that'll be the second out of the inning. So it's 4 runs, 9 hits, Arizona, 1 run, 6 hits for the Dodgers. Kazmir went 6 2/3, 3 runs and 8 hits. But Braden Shipley in his second big league start shut out the Dodgers on 5 hits in 6 innings. Here's Monty Tomas, 2 for 3 tonight. Baez set, here's the pitch. Big swing, foul back to the screen, and it's 0-1. Tomas at 268. Dodgers and Diamondbacks wrap it up tomorrow. 1:10 first pitch. Here's the 0-1 high and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pre-game at high noon, the Morongo Casino Dodgers on deck show. Bud Norris and Patrick Corbin. Off day Monday. Dodgers travel to Colorado for 3 and then turn around, come right back home. Next weekend, the Red Sox, and after that, the Phillies, and after that, the Pirates. Here's the 1-1. Chopper to third. Nice room service hop for Turner. Throws to first. Tomas is thrown out. That ends the inning. A good one for Baez. We will go to the bottom half of the 8th. Wouldn't bother him any last night on the first pitch he saw from Zach Curtis. He hit a 2-run home run to tie the game. Adam Lowen, a left-hander, delivers a strike, and it's 0-1. D-backs with the 4-1 lead. Curtis, who gave up that home run last night, was banished to AAA today. Lowen, this is high, 1 ball, 1 strike. So the Diamondbacks, voila, have 2 new lefties in their bullpen. Lowen, who's out there now, and Steve Hathaway. Yeah, this is, well, one man's turmoil is another man's transition. But that's where the D-backs are at the moment. The 1-1, Utley swings and misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Dodgers keep hope alive, facing a Diamondback bullpen that's got a .475 ERA, ranks 13th in the league. Dodgers beat them up pretty good last night, thus the change of cast tonight. Lowen on 1-2. Utley takes a fastball high and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bottom of the 8th, brought to you by your SoCal Toyota dealer. Toyota's summer drive sales event going on now, where you can get low financing and great lease offers on a luxurious new Camry or Camry Hybrid. Don't wait. Your Southern California Toyota dealer makes it easy. Now Utley takes Lowen outside, 3-2. Double barrel action in the Arizona bullpen. Jake Barrett and Randall Delgado. Adam Lowen. Tall lefty, set at the chest. The 3-2 to Utley. There's a fly ball well hit to left center field. A long run, and it's going to be tracked down by Chris Owings. 2 steps from the wall on the warning track. Utley is out, first out of the 8th.
Shortstop in the 5, Corey Seager.
Now Corey Seager, who has doubled in 3 at-bats.
Really amazing since the All-Star break. Now with a double tonight against Arizona. 8 doubles in 10 games. All 8 doubles since the All-Star break against Arizona.
And he has tied the LA Dodger rookie record for doubles. Eric Caro set it in 1992. And Seager has 58 games to break that record. 1 ball, no strikes to Seager. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 8th. 4-1 Arizona. And the 1-0 on the way is a call strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Corey Seager. Seager with a hit tonight has at least 1 in 30 of his last 33 games. Since June 16th, he's hitting .364. Here's the 1-1. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. The all-time rookie doubles record in Dodger franchise history. You have to go back to 1929. Johnny Frederick hit 52 doubles in 148 games. Seager takes outside and low, 3-1. Four runs and 9 hits Arizona, 1 run, 6 hits for the Dodgers. 1 out, nobody on, a 3-1 count to Seager. Adam Lowen, the lefty, deals, and Seager fouls it back to the screen. And it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Giants won earlier today. Beat the Nationals in San Francisco. Here's the 3-2 high, ball 4. Boy, was it ever high. It was over the glove of a leaping Wellington Castillo all the way to the backstop. So a 1-out walk to Seager. Turner coming up. And if Turner should get on, Gonzalez would come to the plate as the tying run. Pitching coach Mike Butcher is going to go out and talk to Lowen for a little bit, and while he does, we'll pause here 10 seconds for station identification on the Dodgers radio network.
AM 570 KLAC, 98.7 KYSR, HD2.
Los Angeles.
Available anywhere using the iHeartRadio app.
Charlie Thunderbrick Monday. Vince Scully coming to you from Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles. 1 out, 1 on, bottom half of the 8th. Arizona 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors. Dodgers 1 run, 6 hits, and no errors. Crowd of better than 49,000 on hand. Looking for a little late inning magic. Segura short lead at first. Goldschmidt holding him on there. Turner takes a fastball high and inside. 1 ball, no strikes.
They've been trying to pitch Justin Turner inside quite a few at bats tonight, early in the count. In the month of July, that's when Turner really started to generate a lot better bat speed. He's been turning that ball around.
The 1-0, foul back and out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike.
They're setting up inside right there, but the pitch was away.
Turner hitting .311 this month. But since June the 10th, so we're looking at about the last 7 weeks or so, Turner leads the National League in home runs and RBIs. 14 home runs and 39 runs batted in. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And the pitch. Lined into left center field. Owings has a long run. He'll track it down. Well hit by Turner. Nothing to show for his efforts. That's the 2nd out of the 8th. Now Adrian Gonzalez. So Turner 1 for 4 tonight, but he continues to hit the ball right on the button. Gonzalez 1 for 2 and a walk tonight. 4-1 Arizona. Chris Taylor is on deck. He'll pinch hit for Baez. And Gonzalez fouls it off to the left and out of play, and it's 0-1. J.P. Howell warming in the Dodger bullpen. Outfield, all 3 of them very deep. Bourne in left, Owings at center, Tomas in right. Gonzalez fouls it off to the left, and it's 0-2. There has been barely a breeze here at Dodger Stadium tonight. 75 degrees, a little past 9 o'clock. The shift on for Gonzalez. Drury is in short right. The 0-2 from Adam Lowen. Lined into left center field for a base hit. Seager rounding second. He'll go to third. Gonzalez will hold at first. Runners are at the corners with 2 out. Chris Taylor is coming up to pinch hit, and he is the tying run at the plate.
Chris Hale waiting for word that his bullpen is ready, and here he comes out of the first base dugout.
So that's the end of the line for Adam Lowen. Chris Taylor will be pinch hitting. Hale is making a double switch, the details of which we will attend to when we come back.
The Dodgers have a rich legacy of game changers. Big D, Gibby, El Toro, the Bulldog. Earning your college degree from Azusa Pacific University will make you a game changer. Degrees in business.
In Arizona. Dodgers won that game 13-7. And now here's Jake Barrett, the hard-throwing right-hander, his 44th appearance, a .265 ERA.
Yeah, he's topped out at 97. Fastball slider and a split-finger fastball that just dives for the ground.
Arizona 4-1. 2 out, 2 on for the Dodgers in the bottom of the 8th. Seager at third, Gonzalez at first. So Taylor with a chance to be a hero here. Barrett's first pitch, big swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Started him off with a slider, dipping down and away.
Barrett, this is his 12th appearance this month. He has not allowed a run.
Arizona with a 4-1 lead. 2 on, 2 out, bottom of the 8th. Barrett set at the chest. Here's the pitch to Chris Taylor. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-2. That one at 89. It's been a month since Taylor came up. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Barrett deals. Taylor with a fly ball to center field. Chris Owings is camped underneath it, and he'll make the catch. And that will end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, a walk, and 2 men left. We go to the 9th. Arizona 4-1.
AM 570.
Deadline closing in, and it looks like the Brewers have traded Jonathan Lucroy, their outstanding catcher, to the Cleveland Indians for a bunch of players. Lucroy, a terrific offensive catcher. J.P. Howell is now on in relief for the Dodgers as we go to the top half of the 9th inning. For Howell, this is his 42nd appearance. 1-1, a 3.48 ERA. And the left-handed hitting Jake Lamb leads it off. Dodgers employ the shift on the right side. Howell misses low and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. J.P. Howell has struck out 3 of the last 5 left-handed hitters he has faced. Lamb tonight is 1 for 3. Takes a strike. It's 1-1.
Dr. J.P. on the pregame show a couple of days ago. Got up to a rugged start. April, the ERA was right at 9, but May, it was under 3. June, it was barely above 2, and so far in July, just a fraction above 1.
1 ball, 1 strike to Lamb. Owings on deck, and a call strike to Jake Lamb, 1-2.
J.P. had a good line. He was asked 2 days ago by someone with the media. He says, well, the bullpen's really had a high workload. Don't you guys need a breather? He goes, look, we come to work. If the phone rings, we answer it. Our job is to come in when we're needed.
The 1-2 to Lamb. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Dropped by Grandal. Picks it up. Throws to first to complete the strikeout. So 4 of the last 6 batters that Howell has faced, left-handed batters, he's struck them out. That's the first out of the top of the 9th. 4-1 Arizona.
Well, surprising for JP so far this year. Limited number of at-bats. Lefties and righties have hit just $175 against him. What surprised you is lefties have hit 286. You would think it'd be in reverse.
Now Chris Owings, who's 1 for 3. And he takes high and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Owings to play second, play short. He started in center field tonight. Of course, A.J. Pollock is done for the year. Nick Ahmed, their everyday shortstop, is out with a bad hip. Here's a 1-0 to Owings, who takes a strike. And it's 1-1. Tonight's Chumash Casino Resort 9th inning jackpot contestant Ross Miller. If the Dodgers come back and win, it's a win-win for Ross. He'll win a free stay-and-play getaway at Chumash Casino Resort, just 2 hours north of L.A. in the Santa Barbara wine country. Howell into the wind, and the 1-1 is on the way. Inside and low, 2 balls and a strike to Chris Owings. Ross, of course, gets a free night stay plus $100 in free slot play at Chumash Casino Resort. To enter the contest, visit AM570LAsports.com. 2 balls and a strike, in and out, top of the 9th. Diamondbacks a 4-1 lead. Howell into the wind, and Owings takes high and outside. Is 3-1. Owings at 265. Remember, for a time he was in competition for the shortstop job with Didi Gregorius, who subsequently ended up in New York. The 3-1, lined into center field. Pederson makes a nice running catch toward right center. A last-minute leap making the play. There's 2 out.
It's a breaking ball. I think JP would like to have a different location. He likes the result, though, and out.
2 out, nobody on, and David Peralta, he came in part of a double switch. And this is his first at-bat of the night. Peralta on the year, 255, 4 home runs, 15 runs batted in. Frankly, the Diamondbacks are expecting more out of Peralta this year than they've received to this point. Fly ball into short left, slicing, foul and out of play, and it's 0-1. Last year, Peralta hit .312. 17 home runs, 78 runs batted in. And so they were thinking, whoa, get those kinds of numbers again from Peralta would be all right. Well, they haven't. Of course, Pollock, their outstanding center fielder, broke his elbow early in the season and has missed the year. Cranky still on the shelf with his oblique, and Shelby Miller appears to be lost in space. So trouble in Phoenix. Here's the 0-1. Outside and low, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Talking about projection on what you can kind of expect. You and I were chatting in spring training. And we pick up some of the same periodicals and projecting this player to be comeback player of the year, this player projected to be MVP, this manager projected to be manager of the year. Not one pitch has been officially thrown.
Here's the 1-1. Fly ball to right field. Heading on back is Tolles in front of the out-of-town scoreboard. Can't get it. He crashes face first into the wall. Now he's able to pick up the ball. He's hurt. He throws the ball back into the infield, and arriving at third base is David Peralta.
And Tolles winds up with a bloody lip. And he just did not know exactly where he was. He ran out of room and did a faceplant right in the wall where the auxiliary scoreboard is. That ball carried a little bit more than what Andrew Tolles thought it was going to carry initially. And he just drifted back on the ball, drifted back, and then a sudden stop as he hit the wall.
The wall always wins, especially if you're leading with your mouth. And that's exactly what happened. So you got a runner at third base in Peralta. Dave Robertson.
So he hit that ball pretty hard.
Yeah. He's got a bloody lip. Just heard the crowd reaction as they saw the replay on the Dodger Vision scoreboard. If ever you needed a working definition, I'm sure Andrew Tolles doesn't need one, of a face plant, that's what it was.
That was it. Then you start to look at, well, did I lose any teeth? Fortunately, it does not appear as if he they're checking his mouth right now. Fortunately, it looks like the lip is cut. Did not appear to bite his tongue at the same time, but that was a vicious hit, and that is such a shock as a fielder, because you're going back. There's a point that I'm not exactly certain on where I am, but I think I have. Oop,
and then
boom, you hit the wall.
Literally and figuratively. Looks like he's going to stay in the game. Get a nice ovation. But he's relatively new to right field at Dodger Stadium. So he is anything but on automatic pilot.
Now, as an outfielder, you can feel the warning track underneath your feet in most every ballpark. AstroTurf surfaces that go to an AstroTurf warning track, that was always a problem, obviously. And no one is listening to me, and no one has asked me, but I would be in strong favor of having every warning track in every ballpark exactly the same depth, the same dimension. So when a player steps on that warning track, he knows he has whatever they decide upon. I have 2.5 strides, I have 3 strides, and then I'll come to a sudden stop if I do not alter my angle. But why not make them standard?
Gene Segura hitting for Arizona. Peralta at third, and Lewis Coleman now on in relief, and he delivers a strike, 0-1 to Segura. Segura hit by a pitch by Pedro Baez back in the 7th inning. He's 2 for 3 tonight and 2 RBIs. 4-1 D-backs with 2 out of the 9th, and Segura with a fly ball straight away center field. Drifting on back a bit is Pederson to make the catch. That'll end the inning. No runs, 1 hit. And we'll go to the bottom of the 9th. Grandal, Tolles, and Pederson coming up. Arizona leading.
LA Sports.
Last licks for the Dodgers. We go to the bottom half of the 9th. Arizona scored a run in the first, third pitch of the game. Gene Segura a home run. Added 2 in the second, 1 in the 7th. Dodgers scored their only run in the 7th, so it's 4-1 in the bottom of the 9th. Grandal leading it off against Jake Barrett. Early right-hander deals, and a strike, and it's 0-1. You watch him throw, you watch his mechanics. There's a little bit of Heath Bell in him. Right-hander, powerfully built, and the pitch is a call strike, 0-2. Grandal tonight, an infield hit in 3 at-bats. Dodgers need a couple of base runners before it gets interesting. No balls and 2 strikes to Yasmani Grandal. They've got the shift on for Grandal. Drury in short right. Grandal takes just outside. And it's 1-2. Dodgers and D-backs tomorrow. Pregame at high noon. First pitch at 1:10. Bud Norris and Patrick Corbin. Grandal, the switch hitter, batting from the left side. And the 1-2 on the way. Low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Grandal doesn't hit nearly as well for average as a left-handed batter, but he hits most of his home runs from this side of the plate. Has 14 on the year and 13 of the 14 as a left-handed hitter, but he's at .202. As a right-handed batter, a higher average, but 1 home run. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Grandal. The pitch on the way. Outside. Now the count is full, 3-2. And you can't help but wonder what in the world is going through the mind of Chip Hale. A leadoff walk, and his bullpen will be against the ropes again. Here's a 3-2 on the way. Foul back and out of play, and Grandal see another pitch. So Grandal on the year, 14 home runs and 40 runs batted in, and a .212 average. Outfield of Bourne, Owings, and Peralta from left to right are deep and straight away. The 3-2. And a fly ball to center field. Owings going back to the wall. And against the wall, he'll make the catch. That's the first out of the 9th. Bourne was screaming at Owings, the wall, the wall, the wall. He makes the catch. And after making the catch, Owings looked at Bourne and said, I can't hear you. I don't know that we've ever seen Owings play center field for Arizona before. Now here's Andrew Tolles, who face planted against the auxiliary scoreboard in right in the top half of the 9th. And Tolles fouls it back. It's 0-1.
He will leave the stadium with a fat lip.
Here's the 0-1. And a chopper slowly hit to second base. 2 out. Drury to Goldschmidt. The Dodgers are down to their final out. And Jock Pederson hoping to keep this game alive. With the Giants winning today, the Dodgers are out away from falling 2 behind San Francisco. They would set up the rubber game of the 3-game series tomorrow. Pederson tonight, 0 for 3. Bounce to third, bounce to second, fly to center. Shift on for him, and he takes high and away 1 ball and no strikes. Scott Van Slyke on deck. Ours is the only game still being played. Pederson takes low, 2-0. Toronto beat Baltimore. The Jays are hot. Seattle beat the Cubs. Giants 5-3 over Washington. The Rays beat the Yankees 6-3. Tigers beat the Astros 3-2. The Indians pick up Lucroy tonight from Milwaukee. When Jan Gomes went down a few weeks ago, they certainly helped themselves with a terrific offensive catcher in Jonathan Lucroy. 3 balls, no strikes to Pederson. 2 out in the 9th, 4-1 Arizona. Brewers beat the Pirates. White Sox beat the Twins. Now the 3-0 to Pederson. Taking all the way at strike. 3-1. Phillies beat the Braves. The Phillies scored 4 runs on no hits in the 8th inning to win the game. Now the 3-1. Grounded slowly up the first base line, and it is a foul ball by inches. The ball just hooked foul, probably 6 inches from the bag, or the game is over. The Marlins shut out the Cardinals 11-0. Padres beat the Reds 2-1. The Padres have had a good time of it since the All-Star break. And the Rockies win again. They've won 5 in a row. The Dodgers play Colorado Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday up there. Then turn around, and next weekend the Red Sox are here. Poppy and Pedroia and the others. 3-2, 2 out. Barrett to Pederson. And a fly ball well hit to right center field. This game's going to go on as that ball goes out. Jock Pederson with his 15th home run of the season. About 5 rows back in the right center pavilion. It is 4-2.
Still need another base runner, and then the blast to be able to tie it. Well, that trip around the diamond, sponsored by Daniel's Jewelers, donating $1,000 for every Dodger home run hit this month to CASA, giving L.A. County foster children an opportunity to thrive. Daniel's Jewelers, making diamond dreams come true since 1948.
Pederson, a 2-run home run in the 7th inning last night, a solo blast here in the bottom of the 9th. Now Van Slyke is a hitter, and he's got to get on to give Utley a chance. Ball traveled 439 feet. Van Slyke takes a strike. It's 0-1. So Pederson now 15 home runs and 41 runs batted in. 4-2 Arizona. Van Slyke is hit by a pitch. Down around the ankles. Van Slyke goes to first. Van Slyke is now being called back and said, he says he got hit by a pitch. Home plate umpire Bill Miller said he didn't. And the Dodgers are going to request a replay. And it looks like it may have got him in the back of the calf, if anywhere. it wasn't like it was going to leave a mark.
The ball wound up going between his legs, behind the left one, in front of the right one.
Which, considering the alternatives, ain't bad. And
they're saying they did not see the ball hit Van Slyke.
it wasn't for a lack of good old-fashioned thespian effort. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 out in the ninth, 4-2 Arizona. And the pitch on the way. Foul back to the screen, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And now the Dodgers are down to their final strike. Pederson's 15th home run of the year. Dodgers down 2. And the 1-2 from Jake Barrett. Low and outside. Check swing for Van Slyke. And it's 2-2 with 2 out. Utley's 2-run home run last night in the 7th would tie the score. He's hoping to get a shot at it tonight. Here's the 2-2 to Van Slyke. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Arizona hangs on to beat the Dodgers tonight, 4-2, and with the loss, the Dodgers fall 2 behind San Francisco. The line score for the Diamondbacks: 4 runs, 10 hits, no errors. They left 6 men on base. For the Dodgers, 2 runs, 8 hits, no errors, and they left 7. Braden Shipley, his first big league win. 6 innings, no runs, and 5 hits, 1-1. Kazmir takes a loss, 9-4. Jake Barrett with the save.